What's up, YouTube? Today we're actually in Baltimore again. I know it seems like I spend a lot of time up here in Baltimore, but I have 3 properties up here, so I have to come up here pretty often to check up on them. So if you remember, about 4 months ago, I posted a video about me selling one of my rental properties, and that's where we're at today. So I had to get the tenants out of the property. The lease expired last month. I'm not going to take you through all the details. I had to get pretty creative and negotiate with them to get them out of the property, because not only were they not paying rent, but we also have COVID-19, which is not really the best situation for a lot of landlords right now. Now, I did not evict them because they weren't paying rent during COVID-19. Don't, think I'm a slumlord. No, they actually stopped paying rent before COVID-19 was even an issue. Once the moment they realized that I didn't renew the lease, they decided to stop paying rent. So that was 3 months before the lease expired. I notified them that I wasn't renewing the lease because I'm going to sell the property. So they just stopped paying rent. So unfortunately, I had to file for eviction, but I couldn't even evict them because the courts are shut down. So I negotiated with them, not going to take you through all the details, but negotiated with them to get them out of the property. So they agreed. They officially moved out. Our property management company changed the locks. So I'm here today. Here's the property. It's right there. It's the beige looking property. It's 3 levels, probably about 1,800 square feet. I haven't been in this property in 4 years. It's been rented. It's been rented out for the last 4 years. So I haven't been inside. Now, I have had my property management company manage the property. So every year they do an inspection. And they just report to me, with the findings of the inspection. But I haven't been in here in 4 years. So I'm hoping for the best, but prepared for the worst. Now, again, I'm selling the property because the property just isn't making sense for me. Right now, the market is really high over here. The values have gone up. I have quite a bit of equity in the house, and I have to spend about $10,000 just to get the property in shape to rent it out again. So, I don't really want to spend that money without getting an immediate return. So I'm going to fix the house up, put it on the market, sell it, and hopefully, flip my money. So let's go take a look at the property. Let's go. All right, it's a really nice day outside today. Here's the property. Try to get some light. All right, so we're inside the property. It does need quite a bit of work, but it's all cosmetic. So we're trying to get some light in here. Okay. Yeah, so all right, real quick, this is the living space. You can see the floors definitely need to be addressed, probably sanded and stained. Over here, I'll probably do something nice and decorative along this wall. Maybe like a shiplap over here. We do brick here, and then that same shiplap on that wall over there. We are in Baltimore. Baltimore loves exposed brick. So I'll probably do a exposed brick wall here. I was contemplating about moving the utilities around, but it's gonna cost a lot of money to move the utilities to that wall to get this whole area an open feel. But it's just not gonna be economic to do that. So I can do it, but it's gonna cost too much money. So I want to change this tile in here. Here's the kitchen. And change the tile. The countertops aren't bad. And the cabinets aren't too bad either, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna change the light fixture, maybe paint the cabinets, replace the countertop, because I don't like this countertop. Replace the countertop and replace the sink and faucet. And definitely replace all the appliances, because these appliances have seen better days. Yeah. Now, here's another issue. This hardwood, which is actually in not bad shape, it just needs to be cleaned, runs at a different direction than that hardwood in there. If you notice, the hardwood runs the length of the house in that room, but then in here, it runs this way. So now when I bought this property, it was renovated. These are a few things that, you know, I was inexperienced at the time, so I really didn't have the same. There's the bathroom on the first level. When I bought this house, I didn't have the same, you know, eye for quality, you know. Here's a bedroom right here, you know, small bedroom, but a bedroom nonetheless. Right now I'm checking to see how bad these windows are in, condition they're in, because that'll be a big saving if I can keep any of these windows. Like some of these windows I can keep, like they just need to be cleaned. This one needs to be cleaned, but that window right there needs to be replaced. This window needs to be replaced. So. Now, I am curious. I don't like the way the shower is. It's so small, and then like the shower head is in between this bulkhead and that little space up here. I am curious to see what's behind this wall, because if I can increase the size of this shower, it'll make it look a lot more, much more functional. So I will, you know, knock behind this wall to see what's back there. Because if I can just literally increase the size of this shower just by 2 feet, then it'll make this bathroom look a lot better. This window, I may be able to keep this window here, but now if you notice this is water intrusion, and I know it's not coming from the window because I had someone inspect that already, but I know the roof needs to be replaced. So yeah, everything else in here is just, you know, cosmetics. You know, we're gonna repaint, you know, replace all the grills up there. Doors are good, they just need to be painted. We're gonna do crown molding up on the ceiling to hide the imperfections of the ceiling corners. I'm gonna get rid of this ceiling fan, because this ceiling fan really doesn't make any sense. I don't like that the ceiling fan is there. You know, it's just a random ceiling fan right there. You don't really need a ceiling fan in this small space right here. So I'm just gonna eliminate that. All right, let's go upstairs. I'm going to replace the carpet. I'm going to do hardwood here. And I'm not going to do hardwood all throughout the house, but I think the first level in common areas, you should have hardwood. It just makes the house look better. This rail, this handle, I'm just going to keep this painted. It's actually pretty sturdy. It doesn't move at all. I just need to paint it, really. Second floor. Again, the hardwood up here is actually really good. It just needs to be, you know, cleaned, sanded, and stained again. All right, so here's the second bedroom. You know, pretty decent sized bedroom here. One thing I do like the trim around the windows. I'm just gonna sand those down and paint them. That's something that's unique to Baltimore. You know, the trim around the windows. I'm just gonna sand sand them down and paint them. This room is pretty, pretty self-explanatory, pretty decent in here. Just, fresh paint, new closet doors. Yeah, fresh paint, new closet doors, new ceiling fan, new carpet, and that's pretty much it in here. All right. I forgot how big this house was. So here we're on the second level. Here's the second bathroom. I don't think the electricity works in here. It doesn't. Yeah, it's hard to see in here, but pretty standard bathroom here. I'm gonna make this bathroom look really nice. All right. Here we are. Here's the third bedroom here. Same thing in here. Fresh paint. New ceiling fan, new carpet. Now, one good thing about this bedroom is it has a balcony. It does have a balcony. Here. It has a balcony here. So, obviously the backyard needs some TLC, but we'll get this power washed, painted probably, and I'll probably do like a nice door here with the glass so people can, you can actually come out here and hang out. Do something to this backyard. Yeah, need to do something back here. So overall, the house, it's not, obviously, they didn't take care of the house. Obviously, all the paint is messed up. It smells like smoke in here, so they clearly were smoking. It's very dirty. Left a lot of trash. Here's the top level, and this light doesn't work, so it's gonna get really dark. Here's the master bedroom. In here, pretty straightforward, new carpet, fresh paint, new ceiling fan. Pretty self-explanatory in here. But I do wish they took better care of the house, but, again, you just hope and prepare for the worst. All right, so I just did a quick walkthrough of the house. They didn't take great care of the house at all, but honestly, I expected this. I do know that I need a new roof. I am going to spend quite a bit of money here. Now, when I bought the property, I bought it for around $100,000, I believe. I can't really remember. It's been 4 years, but I paid about $100,000 for it. I had to put $20,000 down, or maybe 25. I think 25,000 is what I put down. And now the house, houses in this neighborhood are selling for $200,000. Obviously not in this condition, but I know that I can put in about 35 is my goal. If I can put 35,000, get this whole thing looking good for 35,000, then I'm gonna sell it for 200, and make a pretty good return on my money. So hopefully this house doesn't have any surprises, but the biggest thing was getting the property vacant. I had tenants in here, they weren't paying rent. And this is a message for, any landlords out there or anybody who wants to become a landlord. Everything's not going to be, sunshine and roses when it comes to being a landlord. This property gave me quite a bit of headache over the last 4 years. Had good months, had bad months. But at the end of the day, you know, I can sell the property. So it was a headache to get the tenants out. It took about 3 months. I went 3 months without receiving rent, but you know, that's over. And I had to negotiate with them to get them out of the property. And you know, you have to realize, you know, being a landlord, sometimes it's a lot easier to negotiate with your tenants to get what you want than it is to try to evict them or try to muscle them. Because when I first, you know, realized they weren't paying rent, I tried to muscle them. You know, I started threatening them. You know, I called my attorney. You know, I was trying to, you know, build a case so that I can, you know, hurt them in court. But then I realized, I said, you know what, you know, well, really COVID-19 hit, so I wasn't even able to take them to court. But once that happened, you know, I realized, you know, yeah, these tenants have been a headache. They've been a problem. But at the end of the day, it's my property and they are just visitors. So I'm not going to try to, you know, hurt them. Let me just negotiate with them to where they get out the property. They can move on to another property to rent, and I get what I want. Because the biggest thing wasn't even about the money they weren't paying for me. I wanted just control of my asset because I knew that I wanted to fix it up and sell it. So I really didn't care about the rent they weren't paying or they were supposed to pay. I just wanted to get them out of the house. So I knew that it was going to take probably 6 months. It could take 6 months to evict somebody in Baltimore City. And then add the fact that COVID-19 is here and courts are closed, it could be another 3 months. So realistically, I may not have gotten them out of the property, you know, until maybe, you know, January of 2021 and or even March of 2021. So I realized, I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and negotiate with them and try to get them out that way. You know, a lot of times you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. So just a little lesson, a little message for you, all you landlords out there who may be going through the same situation. You know, don't always be quick to, you know, try to muscle your tenants. You know, sometimes just sit them down, talk to them, try to negotiate with them, try to work things out. You don't know what they're going through. You know, maybe, you know, they could have had a family member who died from coronavirus. So, you know, this isn't the best time to be forcing people out of your properties. So I'd rather them leave on their terms than for them to leave with a bad taste in their mouth. Because again, if they have left with a bad taste in their mouth, they could have done a lot of damage to this house, to be honest with you. I mean, the house isn't in good shape anyway, but they could have done a lot of damage to this house. Now, you're probably thinking, any of you all who are watching the video, be like, wow, you were letting your tenants live in a house this dirty and all this stuff. But the house was newly remodeled when I rented to them 4 years ago. And again, I haven't been in this house in 4 years. So the management company's been coming in here, taking photos and all that stuff. But, you know, it's not their house. So they're not going to, you know, treat it as good as I'm going to treat it. So now that I see the condition of the house, you know, I know the best thing is for them to be out of the house anyway and for me to fix the house up. So, all right, y'all, that's it for today. I got some more work to do. I'll let y'all later. Peace.